I ordered 16 new bikinis for our 48-hour stay in Vegas.
Only 16.
Wild Til 9! Are you ready?
Yep, let's go home.
What's up, Tillies? Welcome back to the pod.
Stop, drop, roll, and rate the pod.
The pad.
Subscribe to the pod.
Subscribe to the pod.
Love the pod.
We never talked about how we crossed 200,000 subscribers.
We promised a certain thing and then it never happened. That's why I probably didn't talk about it.
There was a TikTok.
There was what?
There was a TikTok on the table that we just never ended up doing, but I don't even remember like what the milestone was. It was low. Like we've blown past it for sure.
I thought it was a Discord.
No.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but what I am sure about is a fresh new podcast right now where we're going to talk about stuff.
That's so exciting. Jeremy also has a little bevy.
Adult beverage.
A little beverangino.
Beveragino.
A beverangino. Because our shpoop had a hard day today.
It wasn't that hard. It was just annoying.
Annoying.
Yeah.
Those are almost the worst days though, when like everyone else is being annoying and it's not even your fault.
It's always somebody else's fault. I'm never at fault.
Right. No. Yeah, of course.
Although I do struggle with my self-image and sometimes I get really in my head.
Yeah. The
today
self-doubt is it just wasn't one of those days.
Today wasn't one of those days. Yeah. I was prepared for the day.
Right.
No, I would love to now cross 5,000 ratings on Spotify. 10,000. I don't know.
What are we at?
Couple thousand.
Gonna be honest, I watched actually my first video podcast on Spotify the other day.
Okay.
I after watching Inventing Anna, Call Her Daddy had Anna Sorokin.
I wish we could do video podcasts on Spotify.
Yeah. So do you have to be like a certain level of like
No, they could be on
successful?
Anchor. No.
Oh.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Burp.
Because if there was, we would be on video on Spotify.
Yeah,
for
totally.
sure.
Of course.
Yeah, the confidence in your voice is just
I was joking.
earth-shattering.
Remember how last week we were talking about
We all remember how last week you had fried throat.
we had
Yeah.
it was actually nug throat.
Nug throat.
It was actually nug throat.
You know they call it vocal fry when you sing super low and it's like
Oh, really?
It's like, yeah.
Vocal fry.
vocal fry? Yeah.
Vocal
For
fry.
my
'Cause,
basso
like,
profundos
you're
out there.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Moving forward.
Oh my God.
It's like the bass below the bass.
But I didn't even know there was a bass below
Baritone,
the bass.
bass, basso profundo.
Bassa profundo.
Basso, it's B-A-S-S-O, P-R-O-F-U-N-D-O, I believe.
You know what I was trying to spell today
Profundo.
that took me an embarrassingly long time?
Your name.
It's just tough.
My name.
No.
Onion.
The amount of times though that I do spell out harami by accident typing into my phone.
Well, it's a fat finger thing.
It's a fat finger
You
thing.
also type with, and I don't know if any other boyfriends have clocked this, but because she's got talons on.
Oh yeah, here we go. It's like
Lauren
it's the best
types
sound. It's
with
like
the. I said we're gonna do an ASMR podcast, and here we are.
And here we are.
No, you type with like the you like side slap it.
yeah, you have to side slap.
It's very ingenuity
Genius is what you
yes,
mean?
ingenious. That is the word.
Yeah. You gotta side slap because the nail is in the way.
Yeah, totally. My mom used to.
And then when you side slap, you get the
Donna, the
tickety.
court reporter, had to have only a certain like level of nail. She couldn't like grow it out too long because then it would just like slap into other keys.
Oh my God, even when I played piano, I could
Yeah.
never have a. I remember when I stopped working this was the dumbest rule. And I just remembered like how stupid it was. When I worked at a grocery store, we weren't allowed to have nail polish on. That is some bullshit.
Yeah. I don't.
What? Like I'm bagging your groceries next to your box Cheerios.
I guess it would be one thing if they were like, if you have polish, it has to be not chipped as fuck.
Or you have to, if you're working directly with food, gloves, like that makes sense.
Right. But that doesn't,
But I'm just touching the banana peel and the box granola bars.
Were you like on the edge and do a clear coat like a badass?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Are you kidding?
of course you
Yeah.
did. Of course you did.
Get
Yeah,
a little wild. No, but I remember as soon as I graduated high school and went to university, I was no longer taking piano lessons, which you can't have long nails for. And I no longer was working at a grocery store where you, now looking back, so stupid, weren't allowed to wear nail polish. And so I remember going to university being like, oh my God, the sky is the limit. The world is my oyster.
There's nothing that made me feel more free in the world than when I went to university and you realize you don't have to go, like ask to go to the bathroom. You just fuck off.
Yeah.
Like in high school, you're like,
yeah, you just,
"Eh,
you can go to the bathroom. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like asking, hey, do I have permission to go to the bathroom?
Right. In this room of 1,000 kids taking business marketing, could I use the bathroom?
Right. But also like, that was a thing in high school. You had to like get permission to leave.
No, 100%.
And every once in a while, like, you can hold it. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck
How do you know?
Yeah.
How do you know I can hold it?
There's some things that like you just don't have to deal with anymore. I was like, oh, how free.
That and eating whenever I wanted was one of those like randomly freeing things. Like just like you didn't have a specific dinner time. You know what I mean? Like you eat dinner when
Which
mom
is very conducive to
DIY
your lifestyle because you like to eat
frequently.
Eat early or eat often. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Right. And so like you eat dinner when mom DIY has made you a gourmet dinner and
Right.
like that's just when you eat.
Right.
And so it was weird to just be like, oh, I can just eat dinner when I'm hungry and then go to bed when I'm tired. The only issue that I did have in university for first year, so we had one of those food cards where you have like your X amount of dollars on your food card and you go to the cafeteria every day and, you know, you potentially might eat all 3 meals there.
Right.
And our food card worked at a few of like the restaurants that were on campus.
Same.
But for the most part, you would like get breakfast, maybe not lunch, but then for sure dinner when you get back. And the food was not bad. Honestly, there's a stir fry that slapped so hard that I from time to time think about how good that stir fry was at Ryerson in the Pittman cafeteria.
Well, to be clear, it's not Ryerson anymore.
It's University X. I was
Yeah.
actually just having a conversation with someone at the Oscars thing. We're gonna get into that though. Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
But there's a stir fry that I feel so nostalgic towards. It was so good. I think about it sometimes and I'm like, man, that was a slapping ass stir fry that I would absolutely eat again in a heartbeat. What I was gonna say is that our cafeteria closed pretty early. It closed at like 8:30 or something like that. And like, I know that the health gurus say that you shouldn't eat before you're going to bed. You shouldn't eat after dinner, like having snacks and stuff. But like, let's be honest. Like, let's be honest here. A little snacky poo after dinner is kind of essential for survival and for the serotonin and dopamine that you need in your life on a Tuesday evening.
I wasn't much of a snacker after dinner.
Really?
When I
You've
met
never
you.
been a snacker?
Well, when I met you, I wasn't. You know, it's hard to not be a snacker when like every night post dinner chips and sweets and everything else come out. So I am now. Have been indoctrinated, but no, and originally I was not.
I just wanna circle back. Are you blaming me
Yes.
for you eating
Yes.
directly from the sour cream and onion chip bag?
Well, no, that I've always done, but I didn't do it after dinner.
Okay, I see.
It would have been more of a lunchtime thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've never been like a daytime junk food person. I'm like a after dinner, like
I think that's probably the worst time.
okay, health guru.
I-
I just need everyone to collectively stop bullying me on that. I've also heard mixed reviews on that. So
You know, who knows?
I'm gonna live my life and I'm gonna continue eating my snacky poos after dinner
There's
because
consensus
that's just
among many things. We don't know.
yeah, whatever. Anyways, the mini eggs, it needs to happen after dinner. There's just like something about like my body that feels unfinished until I have something sweet afterwards. It could be salty. It could be salty too. Like it just depends what you're in the mood for.
I think that's your brain actually, pretty sure. They're like, and now something sweet. And now something salty. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
And yours does that very loudly.
Very loudly.
Thank you for rating the pod now that you've done that. And if you haven't done the pod, then you don't get a thank you. Okay. That was very clear.
Yep.
Do you want to kick it off?
So the Oscars was last night.
Yes.
The
And by the way, thank you for everyone that voted for us. Not this year, but we'll get them next year.
We'll get them next year. We'll get them next year.
Yeah.
You know, I do upload vlogs multiple times a week, and so maybe next year. Short film documentary.
I don't know if there's much of a theatrical release date for those, but yeah. Yeah. Because you could be what? You could win an No, you couldn't win an Emmy.
Oh my God. Actually, pause. Because Craftopia got nominated for a daytime Emmy last year for set design.
You got nominated?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
You kind of got nominated.
What do you mean I kind of got nominated?
Set design? That's JP Connolly. That's
I mean, that's JP Connolly, but as an executive producer, my name attached to the show.
Course. I get it.
Okay, so but here's the tea. Here's the issue, and I need everyone listening at home to call a friend and tell them to call a friend. If we have anyone in the audience who has a parent who works at Discovery or themselves who works at Discovery or Discovery, who's the Discovery and just HBO, I guess.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah. It's mostly Discovery though. If I got any listeners over at Discovery, basically because Warner/HBO are having a merger with Discovery, everything is up in the air right now with like show renewals. And so even though the feedback on Craftopia season 2 was really positive and really good, and I know we pulled views, because it's a newish show and not one of the obviously the front runner titles, which obviously I get. There are a handful of shows that are new-ish, but still performing well, that are like just getting lost in the mix of like this whole merger situation.
Which happens with every merger ever.
Which happens with every merger ever. And also, didn't we just go through, didn't HBO just do another merger or something before this? Am I thinking of something else?
Well, they would have come out with HBO Max.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But I mean, so the new platform launch, whatever, HBO Max. But now this merger has got me real nervous. And it would just suck so much and be so disappointing if we didn't get another season because of like logistical confusion. You know what I mean? Like I'd be so bummed because like that, it has so much potential to be such a great show. And like season 2, I feel like we like really started to get into the swing of things, especially with like adult craft testants.
Did you want me to call all of my old clients at Discovery?
Yes.
Is this you asking me?
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot that you have contacts at Discovery. Yeah. I just need
fun time for this is why we do the podcast, by the way. So that way we can
actually talk to each other.
Shows renewed. This is great. Yeah.
I just need someone to pull the Craftopia show folder from beneath the messy pile on someone's desk right now of like renewals and just put it on top.
And you feel on Discovery, TLC, Motorsports.
On
Discovery,
HBO Max.
Discovery owns a lot of things, you know.
On HBO Max.
Okay.
I know, but like, and that's what's even more stressful is that they own so much that it's like
Discovery's big.
they're so big.
Yeah.
They're out here, discovering David Dobrik, and I just need them to put that folder to the
Discovering
side.
Lauren and Craftopia.
Discovering Craftopia.
Discovering crafts.
Discovering crafts.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
I'll send that email tomorrow. Hey, do you guys have any time for Discovering Crafts?
No, I don't need a new show. I need the Craftopia folder, the file folder, put to the top of the pile so that we can get greenlit for another season.
Okay.
Because I know they still save in our set.
Okay. That's not cheap.
Which is not cheap.
That's not cheap.
Which is not cheap.
Yeah.
And so that's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
It's a good sign. So I'm putting out in the world, I'm manifesting, I'm putting out all the good juju, all the good karma, and essentially asking if anyone's got an executive in their family.
Or maybe someone who listens is an executive.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm just putting it out there. Just putting it out there in the world that we want to pull the Craftopia file folder out from the mess of other file folders of other shows.
Is it David Zasloff? That's the CEO's name? I think it's David Zasloff.
I don't care who it is. I just want them to greenlight the show.
We do care who it is.
No, we do care. I care more than anything, but I don't care if it's David. I don't care if it's Josh. I don't care if it's Sally, Sam, Betty.
It's David Zasloff. Look at that.
Great. Let's call him up. David,
You want me to call Dave?
I want you to call Dave. Yeah.
Great suit game.
I just feel like Dave could be someone's brother or like someone's uncle. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'm just putting it out there into the world that I'm looking for the juju.
Wow, he makes a lot of money a year. A lot of money.
That's why he can afford to store the Craftopia set.
$247 million a year.
A year?
That's what it looks like.
Shut up. $247 million a year?
Good for you, Dave.
Million.
Yeah.
$1 million.
Million. With a meh. Yeah.
What do you think you can do with that much money?
What? $247 million?
Yeah.
I could find something. I could probably spend that soonish.
You could spend do you think you could spend it in a year?
I mean, if I had to, yeah.
I mean, if you had to, you could just buy houses.
What's the most expensive, outrageous, crazy thing that you would never buy, but you would buy if you had billions of dollars? Like if you had unlimited money, what would you buy? And I don't want to hear a socially conscious answer. I want to hear a greedy answer.
A greedy answer.
Yes.
Probably like a really, really bomb vacation house. Somewhere really cool.
I need you to think bigger.
Oh, bigger?
A vacation house?
Yeah.
Lauren, we could buy a vacation house.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I guess that's one of like the things on my list that I want to have.
Like a vacation island. Now that would be extravagant. That would make sense.
No, that feels like it has a lot of upkeep.
I just had unlimited money.
Okay, unlimited money. I don't know.
Like I would buy everybody in Latvia Bitcoin and they could either keep it or sell it.
You said not socially conscious.
I'm just hooking up our homies in Latvia.
Okay.
That's not socially conscious. That's just
I mean, it is kind of.
No, that's my socially conscious answer. You know what I would do? I would buy a fucking yacht.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we would even like how often? I know.
I wouldn't be interested in that yacht at all.
Yeah. How often do people have yachts actually go on their yachts?
As I've been told many times, because I've made this joke, the two most exciting fucking days for anyone who buys a boat, let alone a yacht, in the owner's life is the day they buy it and the day they sell it. And everything in between are not so happy.
Yeah, no, our neighbor who is 78, they sold their boat a couple years ago and she was very excited about selling their boat.
Yeah, that seems like a line item you went off.
Don't live near water.
We don't not live near water.
It's not convenient to get to water if you wanted to like go boating a couple times.
It would be better if we had helicopter money. We had helicopter money then.
Yeah.
All right, I know everyone can relate to this. You know when you're waiting on your next paycheck and you've got bills due, today? Yeah, 2 days can feel like 2 weeks with that much stress adding up. Good thing there's Chime. Now you can get your paycheck up to 2 days early with direct deposit.
And who doesn't like to get paid early? That's up to 2 more days to save, pay bills, and generally just feel good about your money situation.
Huge.
This would have been a lifesaver for me in my university years. The stress I felt when I had a bill due on Wednesday and I didn't get paid until Friday was absolutely unmatched.
Well, Chime isn't only for getting paid early. They are also an award-winning mobile app, checking account, debit card, and optional savings account. Get your finances in check, Tillies. It will save you so much stress.
So what are you waiting for? Hopefully not your paycheck. Get started with Chime today. Applying for a free account takes less than 2 minutes. Get started at chime.com/WT9. That's chime.com/WT9. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bank or Stride Bank, NA, members FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer. Becoming motivated to get back into a good workout routine can be super hard, especially when work is crazy. And anytime you have off, you just want to spend it on the couch. Peloton is here to help with the Peloton Bike and Peloton Bike Plus.
Peloton is always changing up its style with new classes and instructors on rotation. They offer a ton of variety, which helps you keep from burning out by doing the same thing over and over. Peloton has a workout for every day and every schedule. De-stress from a long day with 30 minutes of strength and 20 minutes of cardio, or do a quick 15-minute total body class before work. Stay motivated while having fun with bike workouts, yoga, meditation, dance, cardio, and more.
You guys know I've been incorporating boxing back into my routine, and not only is it a fun way to work out, but it also helps release a ton of negative energy. Just punch it out. And since Peloton offers quick class sessions, it's easy to incorporate into even the busiest of schedules. I've always been most successful working out in the morning, so I like to squeeze my workout in before the day starts.
We want you to accomplish your fitness goals. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more. That's ONEPELOTON.com.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, vacation house is something that I would love to have. Like whenever.
Okay, but if you were going to buy a vacation house right now, where would it be?
Where would it be? Oh my God. I think I'd buy a few. I think I'd buy something in Europe.
Now here we're talking. Now
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think I'd buy something in Europe.
Okay.
I haven't even been to the Amalfi Coast, but it's like on my bucket list. I would buy something I think in Tokyo.
Okay.
Love Tokyo.
Got it.
Amalfi Coast.
I don't feel like Tokyo's like a place we would need to own. I feel like being able to just go and live in somebody else's place for a couple weeks would be enough.
Yeah, that's true. Because I guess if you had like baller amounts of money, you could just
Right.
like rent something really sick every time.
Right.
I am so excited to go to Tokyo with you. People are gonna literally ask to stop and take pictures with you because you're just such a large white man.
I can't wait. I can't wait to be the tourist attraction for the people that are Japanese there.
I am my best and worst form in Tokyo because everything is like so kawaii and it's so cute and
Kawaii.
everything's got little faces.
Listen, I can't wait. It's gonna be good when we go eventually.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be good.
That was the first major like sad moment of COVID 2 years ago was when our cherry blossom trip got canceled.
That and when the lead singer of Fountains of Wayne died.
Stacy's mom
Right.
is gone,
Obviously,
going
that-
on.
that
In
hits.
Tokyo. Yeah.
That in Tokyo.
It just really punches
For
you
me,
in the feels.
Those are the ones.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But we never got to rebook that trip yet. And I feel like things are still a little shaky.
It's just not there yet.
It's not there yet.
We're not there
yeah,
yet.
We're not
Also,
there
we
yet.
have enough travel in the next couple of months. We have no time.
Oh
for
my
this.
God.
No time.
I am already counting down the days until we make it till May because then that means I would have survived April.
Yeah, we got a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
That's okay though. You're going to come watch me speak this week?
Okay, hang on. We got so many things. We just breezed by. We said we went to a viewing party to the Oscars. The Oscars
Right.
happened yesterday.
Okay.
Should we talk about that now, or you wanna save that for?
Yeah, we can save it.
Okay, let's save it. Let's
Yeah.
save it. We're also going to Vegas this weekend.
Right.
I've never been to a day party in Vegas.
But back to what I was saying. So you're watching me speak this week.
I'm watching you speak.
Are
this
you
week.
nervous for me?
No.
Are you scared?
Why would I be nervous?
I think
I'm going to be annoyed
why are you going to be annoyed?
because I'm going to just like when Jeremy is in his cockiest form, I'm just like, ah.
Why would I be okay? Why would I be cocky?
Why would you be cocky? Because it's just like an ego driving environment. I feel like when, you're speaking, you're doing your thing, you're on stage speaking. I mean, it doesn't not feel good when you're on stage and people are like clapping and are like looking to you and respecting you.
Every time I've seen you about to go on stage, it's just a constant game of you going to the bathroom and back.
Oh, I'm
you're
shitting
nervous.
myself. Yeah, absolutely. I'm
I'm
shitting.
Yeah, there's something I don't think that's really confidence inducing when you're on stage.
Oh, for me, it's not confidence inducing. I would say it is ego boosting, but I think that's different than confidence.
Okay. It's ego boosting for you?
I mean, yeah, I think so. I mean, I think anytime when like there's a lot of people looking at, I want to be very clear. I am still shitting myself. I am not comfortable with this. But like there's definitely something when a lot of people who respect you and respect what you do or like respect like whatever you've done in the past to like get where you are now. I'm thinking specifically, I don't know why randomly this is like so like present, but like when I got to speak at We Day in Vancouver when we like at the very beginning of us starting to date, like being able to do that is something cool that I feel like I worked hard to like earn and whatever to like do something positive and fun. And so I feel like speaking at those types of things, I'm like, oh, like this is really nice. Like it feels like something like really positive around like a lot of like the shit that I've worked for.
Right.
And so like I think like that boosts your ego because it's like, oh, people appreciating things that I've done.
Right. Okay.
In like its most simplest form.
Right. Or they just have a ticket there and you're about to speak, so they better just like it.
Totally. And
Right.
We Day, it's like you get a day off school. So it's like if
Pretty cool.
you got the We Day ticket and you get to leave school and now you're just stuck watching the craft bitch say nice things.
Yeah, yo, craft bitch.
Ye old craft bitch.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for my version of my own craft craft bitch to come on out. You just oddly enough, you've never seen me really speak to a large group of people. And as you know, I'm most comfortable when it's a large room filled with people and I have the microphone and somebody else does it.
I'll never forget how hard my dad laughed when you made the joke, but except you weren't really joking about how you love to hear yourself talk. He thought that was so funny. I don't think he realized just how true it is.
Yeah, I think that I was kidding. I was like, nah. I just, I don't like, I don't like when someone doesn't get that it's time to not speak anymore.
And how do you feel like you do there?
I actually am not that long-winded
I'm kidding.
in front of people.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that I'm actually pretty concise.
No, you are.
So, and also like say like when you open your mouth, like know where you're going, like get there.
Right. Like there's nothing more awkward than seeing someone public speak and they trail off and they're not entirely sure. Like
and you can tell when they
Oh yeah. It's like they didn't quite wrap up what they wanted to say and they're just trying to find a way to trail off and like
just speak more.
Yeah,
I'll speak more.
They're having trouble putting the period at the end of their sentence and like stating their last little argument nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's definitely tough.
So I would rather watch you thrive than watch you struggle.
I think it would be very uncomfortable to watch me struggle.
Oh, I'd have to leave the room. I think it'd be so uncomfortable.
I literally I come off like, babe, where are you? And you're like, I had to go home.
I'm in the car.
You're like, what?
I'm in the car.
Like,
you did great.
you
I'm in the
Uber?
car.
I'm on the way home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, that would be tough. That'd be tough. Can you imagine being with someone who like that was like their professional work and they weren't very good at it and they still expect you to show up and support?
That would be so hard.
Yeah.
It'd be so hard.
Yeah. I think generally speaking, being with someone who's just like not very good at what it is that they've chosen to do with their life would be hard.
That's also hard.
It's important, but very difficult.
Right.
Very difficult.
Yeah. I guess if they're happy, then maybe it isn't that bad.
I can't decide if it'd be better if they were just like blissfully unaware.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say maybe it's not that hard.
I think it actually would be much better to just be like the things that like you're made aware of, and then they start to bother you.
Yeah.
Like you actually wish like, can I get that ignorance back? That'd be great.
Are you kidding me? This is exactly what the comment filter is like on YouTube. Like when I can like just say like how collectively there are people who don't like when I have blonde hair and like me better with dark hair. And I just void the word blonde. And so, well, I guess I would avoid. No. I would void the word brunette. Because it's people leaving comments like, you look so much better with brown hair. Ugh, you look like you should just go back natural. You look like a dumb face.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to comment that so many times.
Right, and so I know they're just all you. It's actually
just
it's just filtering out your comments.
I actually paid for a bot farm to just spin up and just talk shit
about brunette.
Yeah.
So it's like if I want to filter out that word brunette and then just never see a comment ever again about going back brunette or like how much better I look and how much more natural, whatever the blah is.
One more time.
Blah.
Okay, got it.
And then you just get to be blissfully unaware of people shitting on you for your own personal hair choices.
Eventually, we'll have that filter in real life. It's just like, no, I don't want to see that person.
Right. And so then online, I don't have to like listen to that shit, and I only have to listen to it in person when you shit on my hair choice. Yeah.
Yep. That's great. I've given up, by the way. And I noticed that you didn't get bangs, so we're still on the same page.
No. My hair appointment is, wait, is coming up, not next week, but April 12th.
Great.
April 12th.
Wonderful.
Yeah. You know what though? Actually, I saw a friend post on Instagram, and they got their hair cut, and they had these cute little like jawline length bang chunks here.
Okay.
And so I DM'd her and I was like, are those bangs? Like, what do you ask for when you get this? And she was like, I don't really know. She's like, she just like knows what I want. I was like, that is entirely unhelpful, but thank you so much.
To be fair, like I don't tell Rodante what I want. Rodante does what he wants.
Also, but you've had the same hair for like 6 years
and
now.
I plan on dying with this hair too.
Someone asked me, they're like, do you think Jeremy will ever have different hair? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I think eventually you will.
I think eventually, yeah.
Yeah, I think eventually you will.
Yeah.
But I just ended up screenshotting a picture of her so that I can
I have
take that photo
Okay.
to the hairstylist in 2 weeks.
All right, great.
I'm very excited.
I'm excited for you.
I feel good about it.
I feel good that you feel good about it. You know, we'll both suffer together if you come back like, I hate it, don't like it.
Yeah. Except for the only thing is that I feel like I go through a roller coaster of emotions as soon as I make some kind of like big decision.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't trust the initial 48 hours of opinions.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I go through, I hate it, I love it, I hate it, I love it, I cry,
Oh, trust
I
me,
love
I
it.
don't believe anything. Like,
right.
You actually are very quick to make a decision.
Super
You're
quick.
also very quick to change that decision.
Unmake the decision. Yeah.
You reserve the right to change your opinion at any point in time.
Yes, 100%. So I think if you give
I signed
me
that agreement actually.
48 to 72 hours or somewhere in there,
Yeah.
I think we'll have the true sentiment by the end of there once we make it out of that first roller coaster.
I think everyone in a relationship can really agree with that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go too bold on agreeing or disagreeing for a while. I go, yeah, I see that. Next. So Vegas this weekend.
I've never been to a day party. There is something about standing in a totally pee-filled chlorinated pool.
Oh, you don't get in the pool. Gross.
You don't get in the pool?
We'll be in the cabana. For
But
sure.
won't it be hot as shit?
We're with fancy people. They're gonna be
Oh my
in
God.
the fanned like cabana on the side for sure.
Oh, with like a
You know
fruit
who we're
plate?
going with.
Yeah. We're going with someone who is 97,000 times more affluent than us.
She's also just plugged and connected.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Like, yes.
She's
So
arguably too cool for us, but continues to
100%.
like inviting us to hang out. And I go, yes, every time.
Yeah. And so I think that this will be for never having been to Vegas, when I'm broke, you know what I mean? I think that this will not be a realistic experience of what Vegas is normally like had I gone when I was like, oh, well, I guess people don't go to Vegas until they're 21.
You could have, no, I went to Vegas when I was 19 or 20.
Did you go out
Yeah.
with fake ID?
I'm very tall. Very,
Huh.
it was easy for me to
Yeah.
also, you can literally just have one of your 21-year-old friends get a drink and you can literally walk up and down the strip too. You wouldn't even need to get to the club
Right,
to
you're
get
right,
drunk.
you're right.
You could just
Hmm.
have someone buy it, hand it to you.
Yeah.
As long as you don't look like you're underage, it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't recommend that. And I definitely, all of that I said was very exploratory and fantasy and it was allegedly. But yeah, you could just get shit-faced walking up and down the street holding drinks.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense, I guess. I guess since I didn't even move to the States until I was 24
Well said. Yeah.
or so, I just never had a Vegas experience.
Yeah.
The first time I actually ever went there, I was there for a licensing conference.
Fucking nerd.
I know.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be fun. And we're going in, we're getting out. I might
Should we
skip
make
the
a dinner
Grammys.
reservation?
I think they've probably done that, a lot of that already.
Oh, I think you think both nights?
Yeah, I think it's taken care of.
I kind of as much as I do love being a planner, I do love in the logistical,
It's taken care of.
especially if it's someone who's organized and also a planner makes the plans and you can trust them to have the plans properly executed. This woman has 3 assistants that
Yeah.
we've interacted with. I'm sure there's even more.
Yeah.
And
It's
so-
a team.
An
Yeah.
absolute team. And
I
so
also I trust that she's going to want to go to places that we're going to want to go to.
I would go anywhere she wants to go.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
trust her.
Yeah.
I trust her with my whole
You say that,
Vegas
she'll be like,
experience.
should we go to Seychelles tomorrow? I'm like, what? Where's that? She's like, let's just go. I'm like, okay, got it. And I like being around people that just like have more life experience. They're just like, we have to do this. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I ordered 16 new bikinis for our 48-hour stay in Vegas.
Only 16.
As one does.
How's that answer? Is that good? All right, good. Like future Jeremy's looking back at me with that answer. He goes, well done, man.
Well done. Well done.
You've begun to learn. You're still on.
3 years in.
You're still 1/3 of the way of your journey, but good work. Yeah, you're showing progress. Great, 16 bikinis, wonderful.
Yeah, for one day.
That is so incredibly necessary, by the way.
Gotta have options.
You know, as we ran into right before the Oscars started, and you were ripping
Oh my God.
like. And by the way,
Okay.
this isn't an isolated incident. It's like I know that you go through
Yeah.
decision withdrawal, hiatus when it comes to like. I feel like it's half like what you look good in that day. Half you don't really try things on when you go to like buy things. It's half you decide.
Yes, all of this.
Yeah, it's a lot of things.
Okay, so we went to an Oscars viewing party at the
Academy
Museum
Yep.
of Motion Pictures, which is really, really cool. It's like Jeremy described it as basically the Oscars,
With snacks.
but with snacks and an open bar,
Yep.
which was great. And so it was still black tie, which was something that I found out about 48 hours, maybe 72, like 3 days leading up to the event. And I am someone who does all my shopping online. Like I don't go to the mall. I don't shop in person.
Actually, don't let Lauren come with me to shop and buy things because she's like a small child. She has no patience. She just wants to get in and get out.
No.
The idea of
I don't try
trying
things on. I
yeah.
hate it. I hate it.
She's actually
And
quite
maybe
a
because like I wear a lot of clothing like oversized, and then for the most part I'm pretty generically sized as like a small / extra small. Like I never try shit on. Never. And of course, like does that backfire sometimes? Yes, absolutely. But okay, so going into this, I was like, I don't have time to order something that will get here on time. So it's
Right.
like I have to go to a store. There's a store in LA called House of CB, which is like pretty well known for having like nice dresses that are always in stock. They have like great size range. Like you can actually buy a dress in like the regular size, like small, medium, large, whatever, but also it specifies like a cup size, which is interesting. I've never had another dress store like do that.
So you can fit your big old boobies in there.
So I can fit my fucking rack in this dress. And so anyway, I was like, this is my best bet. Because I actually dropped Jeremy off at his hair
I
appointment.
can't wait for that to happen for like guys too. It's like you can have a medium-sized dick and fit into these pants.
Yeah.
No, this is actually this is good
for
for anybody.
yeah.
Anybody can fit into this. And this is like actually you really like that's fantastic. We are back with one of our favorite sponsors, BetterHelp. You know, Lauren and I are massive supporters of prioritizing your mental health. BetterHelp is here to help you do just that. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera unless you want to.
Throughout my journey with anxiety, BetterHelp has been a huge asset. I know when life gets busy, your mental health can sometimes take a back seat. BetterHelp is a great go-to when you need to put yourself first. Being able to get the help I need from my own home has been crucial during this time. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp online therapy.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Wild Til 9 listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/WT9. That's BetterHelp.com/WT9.
Do you know why free trials renew without your consent?
Because they suck.
Because it is a business scam to
Yes.
get money out of you.
Scams.
Don't let greedy corporations pocket your money and download Truebill to take control of your subscriptions. I think we've all been the victim of a 7-day free trial turning into $15 a month for an app that you don't even use. And Truebill wants to help.
Truebill is the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions you don't want, you don't need, or just forgot about it if you're me. On average, people save up to $720 a year with Truebill. On average, you could be saving more. That's crazy. Just link your accounts and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap.
When I downloaded Truebill, I noticed I was paying monthly subscriptions for 5 different apps that I had completely forgotten about. My Truebill concierge was there when I needed them to cancel unwanted subscriptions, so you don't have to. And I'm getting better. I now check my Truebill app frequently to make sure that this does not happen again.
Truebill has over 2 million users and helped them save over $100 million. Just take that in. 2 million users, $100 million. Wow. Matthew B., who says in a matter of seconds, I saved $660 for the year on my DirecTV bill, saved $120 for my X Series XM bill, and saved $840 a year on car insurance. Don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/wild. Go right now. Now. Truebill.com/wild. It could save you thousands of dollars a year. Truebill.com/wild.
So I had an hour. So I dropped here off his hair appointment. And so this place is maybe 15 hours. 15.
Well said.
Woo! 15 minutes
said.
away from you. So it's like realistically I have about 35 minutes, maybe 40 by the time I like drive, park, go in, try things on. And like I know that this is an incident we'll have to try things on. So like I wore nude underwear. I had the little sticky booby cutlets in. Like I was like
Sticky booby cutlets.
And,
It's like any other guys out there that are listening, does your girlfriend also leave those little sticky booby cutlets around everywhere? I mean, like these things will drop sometimes in the closet, sometimes in the bedroom, on the stairs,
bathroom, kitchen table.
And they look like just chicken, like uncooked chicken. It's just sticky. And if you touch one, it's like gross.
That's exactly what they're like. Exactly what they're like. It looks like an uncooked chicken breast.
Yes.
So sticky booby cutlets. I was like in prime condition to try shit on. Hair was up. I was like, I'm ready. I'm in business.
She is ready to shop.
She's ready to shop. She's ready to try shit on.
She's ready to purchase.
And so I get there. I pull 10 dresses. I'm like, oh, this is going really well. Like for sure there's going to be something in this like massive armful of clothing that I'm about to take in the change room. You can only take 4 in at a time, which is fine because like I get easily overwhelmed. And I start trying shit on and it's like going okay. Like there's a few options and like this place is known for having like really like cinched waists and for like hippie people and not like peace, love and hippie 70s, but like have like hips, like got the curvaboidal, but this is going really well.
One might say an hourglass figure.
An hourglass figure, which I do not have. So
You're
I
like,
was,
damn.
yeah, exactly. When you do the hourglass,
more DIY
yeah.
and them thick old hips.
And the thick old hips and the big ass rack.
Like a childbearing waist that would for sure have not made it through pregnancy 200 years ago.
100, yeah, exactly, 100 years ago. So like that's the only issue with this place is that like a lot of the times it's like even if I can do the small chest option, the hips are usually a little too big. So it's going okay. It's going okay. And they actually have.
You didn't bring your booty with you. That's why.
I didn't bring my booty.
Yeah.
I didn't bring my booty with me.
That you've been building, by the way.
That I have been building.
You've been stacking it up.
I have.
Yeah.
We are building, we are cooking, we are baking cake out here. We
Really?
are baking cake.
I think it's more along the lines of like we've got cupcakes.
We are baking cupcakes.
We've got easy baked cupcakes on the way.
Easy bake oven cake is delicious, and I stand by that.
I get it. Yeah.
So they even have like a dressing room attendant to zip you up.
That's nice.
And oh my God, they were so nice and they were so funny because I was like, do you think this one's like a little too loose? Like I feel like I'm like a half size down, but not quite. And she was like, oh no, bitch. She's like, I could get you in an extra small. And I was like, okay, here we go. And so she's
I love her confidence.
Oh, she was so confident. Her and another guy who were just like, they were just like stuffing me into an extra small. It was like they did it up and I was like, if I wanted to eat a cracker. I was like, there is no world where you have a breath for bloat. And so that was a no.
Got it.
So anyways, so I found a dress that was cute and it fit well. It went down to the knees, which is not typically a length that I normally go for. I mean, they're usually
knee length.
Ye old knee length. Right. But it was cinched in all the right places from the front that made it look okay. Like it made me look like I actually had a little bit of the hourglass figure.
Which you do.
Which I totally do.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah.
And so that was on Friday. So Oscars is on Sunday. So Saturday. No. Oh, this would have been Friday night. Friday night, I was like, oh my God, I have no shoes. I don't usually wear like light colors. And this was like an off white / pink / mauve color dress. Which is mauve. Mauve.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm fucking panicking. I am able to order shoes online for pickup Sunday morning. We have to leave at 3 on Sunday. The mall's open. at 11 on Sunday. This is not great. It's also hair washing day, which takes me 2 hours to blow dry my
Hair washing day.
fucking extensions because they're so thick. Hair washing day is very stressful. We do it once a week in this household and it is very stressful. Go to Nordstrom, pick up my shoes, goes great. 2 out of 4 of them are wonderful. Great, take them home. And I'm running around the mall like an actual psycho trying to find a purse. I realize I have nothing. And I'm on schedule, whatever.
Which is funny because there's certainly a lot of purses in this house.
There's really not. I'm not a purse girl.
Okay. Go on.
Again, good answer.
Listen, fuck my side of the story.
Good answer.
Yeah.
So we spent the whole morning running around like a psycho, have the dress, feel good about that, found a matching purse in the exact same color. Shoes are good. They fit. They're comfy. Going to do well for the whole night. Everything's going so smoothly. Hair looks good. Makeup looks good. 20 minutes before we leave, I get in the dress. And
like, walk me through why it took you until 20 minutes before to get in the dress.
Because I had already tried it on. This is why you try shit on.
Okay. The way you're squeezing this microphone, we're getting another one. So just calm it down.
I just didn't. I was like, why try on again?
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
I could tell you one reason, but keep going.
And from the front, again, it looks so cute. And from the back, I look like actual shit. Like actual. Even Jeremy couldn't muster up like a haphazard
bullshit response.
Yeah.
No, it looked like you were storing a Ziploc bag of avocados above your ass. And I'm not sure why.
That is so specific. It was
like kind of lumpy.
It was like a lump. It was like a weird lump of
like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, but on your
above my
the swell of your
butt.
back.
Yeah, exactly. Like at the base of like the backbone. I had this.
You know what it was?
lump.
You probably turned it on. You probably tried it on with that thick old juicy booty.
The dumpy?
Stretched it out.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't able to like retract
to where the dumpy.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
It
No,
was the
you're
thickest
totally
dumpeth.
right.
Yeah,
thickest dumpeth.
You put a dump truck back there, and it just couldn't.
And it just couldn't handle the
snap
wide
back.
load.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get it.
exactly.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Listen, we can't all be all things to all people.
No, I get it. So 15 minutes we're supposed to leave. I'm ripping around like a tornado.
Like it was time to call the Uber. Like it was time to call the Uber. We were getting that close, and you go, and I could just, I heard the jingle of a new hanger.
Yeah.
And she comes downstairs
Yep.
with a new dress and goes, "Do you think I could just wear this?" Yes.
Also, like there's no world where you can answer no to that question. And
But there is a world. Many men do it every day, and they
they regret those decisions
learn
very quickly.
how that's not the correct response.
Yeah, it was an absolute catastrophe.
Yeah.
And honestly, that dress was more comfy.
New dress, way hotter,
Yeah.
way comfier,
Way comfier.
way sexier.
100%.
Yeah.
A 10 out of 10 win. And it
Yeah.
sucks because now I paid $250 for a dress that I obviously chopped all the tags off because
Poshmark coming to you.
literally Poshmark coming to you. You know what I'm mad about though? This is not a win in the favor of everyone who's ever told me how I need to try things on.
I think you should try things on and look at your fucking ass.
There wasn't one of those, like, you know how normally there's a mirror kind of like
But
that
you're not-
shows you all sides?
Mhm.
No mirror that shows you all
Turn
sides.
around and look at your ass. It's not like we have one of those in our house.
I guess.
You have the same amount of mirror as you had there.
Yeah, no, but I feel like here I'm always like looking in the back of my head with other, you can take like a mirror and
You couldn't have done that there?
No, I didn't have my Mickey Mouse hand mirror with me.
Anyway, I woke up that morning and then tried on 2 suits. One fit actually quite well, and I put it on. And then I went to the Oscars.
That is so nice.
Thank you, Tom Ford.
So nice. Yeah,
Appreciate
I was in absolute chaos.
Yeah, no, you made it happen though. You look cute. It was good.
Thank you so much.
And now we should talk about how I personally think one of the more
Memorable.
heroic displays of
Drama?
No, see, the thing is this. People were talking shit about it, and like, hey, listen, do I condone violence? No, but I thought it was interesting.
I mean, I have a lot of thoughts. I also spent a lot of time looking at like reading articles and seeing what other people were saying about it. So
What were they saying?
I posted a poll today just being like, how do we feel about this? Like whose side are you on? Like, because everyone was fucking shocked.
Yeah.
Also, when we were watching this, so the setup of this viewing party was that there was like in this museum, which used to be an old Macy's or something.
Yes, it was a big department store.
Yeah.
But like in a weird place in LA. Like it would not be a place that a department store would be today.
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all.
It's on
Like,
Fairfax, like Hypebeast capital of the world.
yeah, it used to be a Macy's.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they ran Macy's out of business.
I think it's a historic building now.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's really cool and like industrial on the inside. And so they had like these great bars and seating areas. They also had like their official museum theater thingy that you could like go and like sit in and watch. But it was like people weren't talking. It was much more like formal and you kind of just sit there in your seat and like your stuffy little
We made the
dress.
broadcast.
We made the broadcast.
Yes, so we were on-
Oh my God.
Hey, Mom, I'm on TV.
Love that on TV.
Someone clocked it, and I was like, that is
I
us.
can't believe that. I know. I'm shocked. You know what though? We
Yeah,
had
but how many white
masks
guys
on.
are dating Asian girls in masks? Think about it. Not a lot.
Definitely not a niche.
Not, okay.
Definitely not a special interest.
I think we're pretty special. I mean, some would call it very much a special interest. Some would call it.
Right, you could actually go in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And it could be a very
I would
special
say that
interest.
there's actually a category for this. Go ahead.
So we chose to just like be out in like the chill area. We watched like the first little section in the like proper theater, and then we came out to like have a drink and have snacks or whatever. And
We never went to the observation deck. Fuck.
I didn't even realize. I totally forgot there. Yeah, because it's like they've spent like years renovating this thing, and now it's like a big
Like
glass
$500 million.
golf ball.
Yeah.
It reminds me of one of those buildings.
It's like a half concrete, half glass.
It's like
golf ball.
what's isn't there something similar in Epcot?
The literal like golf ball in the middle of it.
Yeah.
There's a ride in the middle of that. Well, there used to be.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's shut down.
I haven't been to Disney World in so long.
I want to go. It's superior to Disneyland. Don't at me.
I'm kind of okay on Disney World.
Disney World or
Yeah.
Disneyland?
Disney World,
That's the one in.
Florida.
Okay, you don't want to go to that one?
I just like it feels so big and overwhelming. I guess if we were to like go and do like
Disney World's amazing.
you split it up.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm overwhelmed.
This should have been on your Hinge profile. I should have known about this.
You literally hated being at Disneyland with me so much. It was one of our
No, yeah,
first dates.
you're gonna put like one of those router
and we've
masks on.
never been back.
I'll put a ski mask on you.
A ski mask?
Yeah.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah.
I'm super comfortable for the
It's
day.
fine.
So when
Great tan lines.
Thank you so much. When the incident occurred, when we had so if you didn't watch the Oscars, and even if you didn't, I'm sure you've seen the headlines, especially since this will be like a week after this happens.
Yeah, this will be very old news.
This will be very old news. Is Chris Rock, who I literally will never in my life be able to separate from Madagascar.
Okay.
It's all I see. I will not see. He's not a comedian. He's the character from Madagascar.
Okay.
Yeah. And so anyway, so he's on stage, and the Oscars is known for roasting the shit out of all the celebs that are in the audience, specifically front row. Like if you're in
Yeah.
the front row, like, and also everything is scripted.
Right.
It is so wildly scripted. Like they're reading off a teleprompter. It's been written
The
by
whole thing is every word is scripted.
every single word.
Yeah.
Every single word.
Yeah. By the way, they have a team of writers who are also like looking at what's going on in real time
Yeah.
too, and making up new lines to like be inserted.
Totally.
So it's let's just say no one delivering out lines for the most part is going
winging
rogue.
it. Yeah, no one's going
Yeah.
rogue.
Maybe one of the three because they just forgot somebody that couldn't read it, but like most of these lines are very much just predetermined.
Right. And so Chris Rock delivered a jab at Jada Pinkett Smith, and it was off-colored because I don't think the writers realized that she has alopecia, and she's come out publicly to talk about it, and like she struggled with hair loss, and so that's why she shaved her head. And so Chris Rock making a joke relating to G.I. Jane and Jada, and it was interesting to watch it happen, especially because our audio cut out as soon as like any kind of drama started happening. And
They hit the old mute button, which is funny because they didn't do that in other countries.
Australia got the
full-
uncensored.
Yeah. Which is so funny. And I was talking to my buddy who like a colleague of mine who works in Australia today. He was like, you still can't say fuck on American like broadcast, can you? I was like, you can't say like anything really for like if it's
Oh, is that what it is? It's live? You can't say fuck on live broadcast?
you can't so broadcast television, right? So
Yeah.
this is like ABC, right?
Oh.
So this isn't even like cable news, right?
Okay.
This is if you have an antenna on your house,
You
can
can get
get
this.
ABC.
Right.
So this is
You got bunny ears.
You got bunny ears, right? Bunny ears. And so this is there's different levels for even like the time that it's actually being broadcast.
Okay.
If it's just a broadcast channel versus cable television versus like premium, right?
Okay.
So that's why you can't say the F word at all whatsoever on broadcast television in America.
It was interesting too because Jada laughed at the joke
For a little bit.
for a little bit, but also like in those situations when like you don't really know what's happening, and also
When you're sitting front row and you're being televised, my resting face is a
smile.
a smile,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything's funny. Until
And
it's
everything's
not.
funny,
And
right.
everyone knows that because they look at themselves one time when the camera catches them when they're not doing this.
yeah. And you look a bitch.
And it's like someone's giving a speech on something very meaningful, and you just look like, I couldn't hate that more.
Right.
So you just sit there with this fake ass fucking smile on your face. Like,
For
sure. And so she was kind of doing that. We don't know if that was kind of,
totally. Yeah.
Before a little hungover, little, just like a little bit of added on to just smile and nod.
Smile and nod. Yeah, exactly. And I think that people didn't realize what was going on. I think everyone thought that there was like a technical issue because the audio just goes out. And so the whole room kind of like gasps and then goes silent because everyone's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And like, so we're just watching on this big screen with all these other people as Will Smith walks on stage. And because the camera angle for us is obviously behind him, everyone's trying to figure out if this is like a stage situation where he smacks the shit out of Chris Rock.
Oh, but also they cut the audio at the hit.
Right before that.
Right. So do you know how they do that?
No, but I know that we were like 2 or 3 minutes behind what was happening live because Remy was there live. And by the time I texted her being like, Remy, what the fuck is going on? She said that they was already like the incident was done.
We were probably on like a live stream. We weren't even on the broadcast. They were probably giving us like our own feed.
Oh, that probably makes sense.
We probably like a satellite truck was probably broadcasting that from there over to like it's because it's just across town.
Yeah.
And so, but when they do that, there's literally like a 3 to 5 second delay, and it's just someone whose job is just to do this.
To just wait over the button.
Like there's literally someone's job is to just be the.
Well, because I'm sure at least once a show, someone drops an F-bomb.
Right, and like their job is literally just like to catch it. 1, 2.
Me.
That's it.
Me.
That's their whole job.
Yeah, that's their whole job.
Yeah.
Thank God.
By the way,
it's a very important job.
You either nail the show or you fail the show.
Or you really flop.
There's 2 reviews that you get as that job.
You either keep your job that night or you don't.
Or you don't get hired again.
You don't get hired again. Right. Or you just don't get your job again.
Right.
And
it's a literal button. Like I've seen them.
Oh, I'm
they
sure.
used to be in the same truck that we used to do the social stuff out of. It was
Right. Just a me.
Audio cut.
In my brain, it's like one of those buttons where it's like, do not touch. And you're just like hovering over it the whole time.
Yes. But like, it's like a 3 to 5 second window, which is like a lot of time, but not at the same time to be like, oh God. I mean, like they just have their own list of like, these are the things that cannot be on. So it's up to your discretion to cut the audio. Right.
So we are watching in silence of the back of Will Smith's head smack the shit out of Chris Rock. His face, he's mouthing something. We have no idea what it is. Will Smith walks back to his seat and then he's like very angrily screaming. And like, that's when we started being like, oh shit, like this might be real. Shit, this is real. Like, he looks pissed.
Yeah.
He's doing the thing where he's like screaming and spitting. He's so mad.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're
when you're just like overly enunciating and just like firing off.
Yeah. It looked pretty serious. It looked pretty heated.
Right.
I feel like this was a bit of the probably premeditated. I feel like there was some issues that boiled up before this. I don't think this is the whole thing.
Also, are people allowed to drink there?
Are people allowed to drink or do they drink? Or both?
Both.
Yes. Yeah, they have drinks upstairs.
Right. Right. So you always wonder too, like if any of that factors into like drama stuff too.
It doesn't not.
Yeah. It doesn't not.
Yeah.
So Remy was there. And so as soon as that happened, I texted her. I was like, Remy was like, what the fuck is happening? What is going on? She was like, oh my God, that was 100% real. She said in the audience, we heard the mic get absolutely fucking get the shit smacked out of it.
Yeah.
And she was like, that was 100% real. Also, when it broke for commercial, she said that like all of the other celebrities like went up. Denzel, Tiffany Haddish, who else was it? Tyler Perry went up to them and like all went to like give them like some kind of pep talk. I don't know exactly what it was. I will say though, Chris Rock handled that like a champ.
For someone who like obviously came out of his mouth, don't get me wrong, but just sort of him changing the line.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And by the way, that's a line that probably was written that night. But the point is, that joke might not have been written until that night too. So he might not have even seen it before. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. We don't know.
Doesn't matter.
No shit.
Doesn't matter.
Point is, like, for the guy who's delivering a line that probably was not written by him and
Messenger.
Right, you know, I'm not sure how I would have responded to that, but like announcing what had happened, sitting there with a shit-eating grin on my face, and then getting back into it, and then just walking off stage, ultimate control. Ultimate control. I like
him not saying anything, like when he just was like, woo!
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Wow.
It's like, yes. It's almost like you needed that.
100%.
Like,
but that, like his line saying that, and also this is us watching the Australian uncensored version with the phone like stuffed up to our ears to like catch up on what was going on, since obviously like we didn't get to hear any of it. like, I think his reaction also, like, in that moment confirmed that it was real.
Right.
Because like his reaction was like very authentically like, what the fuck?
Well, also, who has anything to gain besides the presenting sponsor from that type of like?
Well, the Oscars last year had their lowest views
Right.
ever,
Right.
and so like the Oscars haven't had a spike like this in a very long time.
Everybody was talking about it.
Everyone was talking about
this is
it.
one of the biggest actors in the world.
Yeah, 100%.
Like if you go to any continent and go,
Will Smith.
hey, who's this guy in the like MC Hammer pants? Like, oh, that's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
Yeah, of course it is.
Or for some people, it's Hitch or
Right.
I Am Legend. Like he's just done so much.
Right.
So much. And then he won.
Which is great. And then he was partying. So I want to unpack this. So when is it okay for a partner to get into a physical altercation over something somebody else said about their partner?
Holy fuck. I don't even know. One, situational. That's the absolute answer for this is situational. But I think for me personally, in what I would be comfortable with is that if there was if it was a woman, and I guess it's not sexist. It's more as like if someone is my size and I am losing, I would want you to come rip that person off of me and just like toss them. Would I be mad if you punched them in the face one time? Probably not.
You want me to punch a woman in the face?
Oh, no. I was actually picturing like a small man that was my size.
If it's a small man, babe, you got to figure it out.
That's what I said. If I'm losing.
Got it. Okay.
If I'm losing.
Lauren, I got to be very, very honest. There's no world where you're not losing.
What the fuck?
You're a twig bitch, for sure. I love you, but you're not strong.
I really think that I could knock a bitch out.
You could not knock the wind out.
I really think I could.
If it was you at a broomstick, my money's in the broomstick.
That is
If
offensive.
it's you and some dental floss, my money's in the floss.
That is so offensive.
If it's you and some half-baked Jell-O, money's on the Jell-O.
That is so
I have
wildly
zero
offensive.
confidence in your ability to
I
hurt
box
anyone else.
twice a week.
I totally
and
understand
I
that.
lift 4 times a week now.
I'm hearing you. I'm seeing you. I'm loving you. You are not winning any fights.
I really think if I was up against a girl who is of average athleticism, I think that I'd beat the shit out of her.
Okay.
Anyway, so in my personal opinion of what I would be comfortable with, if a girl was like fucking with me, I would want you to rip that person off. I think whether or not I was winning or losing, like I would want you to break that up. Like I would be okay with that. I would never like be like.
I would probably try and disarm that before we got into a physical altercation because once again, I have no faith in you in able to.
Sure.
And also, even if you could win the fight, you're probably more suable than they are. So I would prefer you not get into a physical altercation.
Right. So
realistically, I'm not hurting anybody anytime soon for just about any reason. Right. And nor do I want you to do that on my behalf. Mm-hmm. I can't think of a reason. It would just be protect me from being hurt.
Right.
That's where my line is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you could verbally disarm first.
Would be great.
That's the ideal situation for sure. Yeah, exactly.
I think when you're as well trained as I am as at throwing things out there that make people upset, you also have to get decent at like. What I meant by that was we disarm that as well.
Right, being able to backtrack.
Right.
Yeah.
Quickly and efficiently.
So verbally disarm first, and then I think if I'm in a fight with anyone,
what a leap! I think if I'm in a fight with like I want you to assess like how am I looking? What's the angles like? It's the lighting good?
What's the lighting good?
Are people getting good angles? I like it low. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Are they shooting from low?
Yeah.
Are they using wide angles?
What filter
to make me
are
look
they
tall?
using? Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think no matter what the situation was, if it came to me being in a physical altercation, I would be comfortable with you physically separating, but that's it. Like there's no world where
great, because I'm not comfortable hitting anybody on your behalf.
Right. And I feel like there are probably some girls who would be like so turned on and want their boyfriend to like have that like macho superhero moment where they go in.
I think some would think that they want to.
Yeah.
But they don't really want that.
Yeah.
Because then like someone's pressing charges. Someone's actually hurt. Someone caught it on film. Someone's going to get their job lost. Like there's so many things.
There's just no wins there. There's no win for anybody. And I just feel like, and this is kind of always how I view this, is that if you are so angry and so incapable of figuring something out and coming to a resolution using your words like a big kid, and you have to stoop to the level of just throwing hands. I've always just like, you know what it is that I've seen just like so many young boys just like have a temper tantrum, not know what to say, and throw a punch.
Punch a wall.
Exactly.
Hurting themselves.
Stuff like that. Right. Hurting themselves.
You know how many walls I've punched? Zero. Never have I looked at a wall and gone, you look like you've been there longer than I have. Let me see if I can put a hole through you.
Right.
I'm sure I won't hit a stud. It'll be fine. Like, what?
I know.
Dumb. I think I've smacked a pillow or two. That one I've gone. Yeah.
Right.
Pretty
but
macho.
that's not probably going to hurt the pillow or your hand. You know,
No.
everyone walks away from that feeling okay.
Can you imagine if Will just got up, walked up to him 6 inches away and just said, I want you to apologize.
Well, I just feel like there were so many other.
Strong.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like, especially in that situation too, if we're going back to like what happened at the Oscars, is that I just feel like being a grown ass adult, all of that should have been handled privately.
Yeah. But also that goes back to the Oscars making Will Smith out to be the bad guy there. The Oscars writing team was the one that wrote that line.
Totally. And I feel like people aren't taking, like, no one's
really.
They didn't take credit. They didn't take credit for that. Like, that's on them. That
but
was
the problem is, here's the problem. If it's what made it's what everyone's talking about. It's what made the show exciting, right?
Yeah.
And if they didn't write lines like that, people wouldn't be interested in the show. People
I
wouldn't
also
watch.
don't know how, like, if the majority of the general public knows, if you're like non-entertainment and media or whatever, that's all scripted.
I would think that they would know it's scripted.
It feels really scripted to me, but like I read off a teleprompter all the time. So it's like, I'm so familiar with that, but like, I wonder if people just also don't realize that the jokes are
I think people think that there's probably more time for people like Chris Rock to approve what he's about to say.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is not the case.
Literally,
like
they probably show up in the morning, do rehearsal the day before, run through their lines one time, and then go home.
Or if you're a superstar, you can just have someone do your run through for you.
Right.
And that's what you get. You don't even get a dress rehearsal. Like
Right.
my stand-in is going to go do it. I'll get there. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll
and
be fine.
if you want me, that's going to be the terms that we're going to like. I'd be interested to see how much Beyonce actually did from a dress rehearsal perspective. Because if she wanted to do all the rehearsal by herself and then just show up day one, they're not going to tell her she can't do it.
No one tells Beyonce no.
No.
You don't tell, no.
Does
Don't.
Jay? Jay might.
I don't think so.
I don't think he should.
No.
If he has, I wouldn't recommend it.
No, he
Jay,
shouldn't.
you got to don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
We're after your best interests here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a bigger proponent or bigger advocate of standing up for your significant other verbally, emotionally, in solidarity.
Yeah.
Physically,
I just feel like
protection mode.
I just feel like there's just so many other options before you get there. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like there's
I think
just
there's
so
stronger
many
options too.
I also think there's stronger options. So I had this conversation too with someone else. Like, it almost would have been more impactful because Will Smith ended up winning and he got to go on stage and give words, and he gave like this big old speech. It would have been more impactful for him to make a comment about how Jada, because she's openly talked about having alopecia, if he had gone up there and just be like, to all the women out there, or to all the men.
Oh my God, that would have actually been like, fuck.
Right,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like if he had gone up there and been like, hey, to anyone who's struggling with alopecia, like, I just want you to know, like, you are beautiful, like, and we see you.
sometimes you might get called out on national television right to your face, but every once in a while, you just have to be-
Totally. And like, that would have been so much more impactful. It would have, I feel like they could have had like a proper conversation afterwards. I'm sure Chris Rock, not having known that, would have been like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like obviously writers, whatever. I just feel like it would have been an entirely different conversation had he gone for that route.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's all good.
I don't know.
It
Just
happened.
a little sprinkle of toxic.
Diddy tweeted out later that they took care of it. So if Diddy says so, it's done.
Did you read his Will Smith's apology?
I read his publicist's apology.
I was gonna say that shit was straight written by a publicist.
Yeah. It wasn't, it didn't leave me feeling any more connected with the situation.
Not at all.
It felt like this is the thing I'm going to put out there that we can all agree to is enough for the reaction and response that we're looking for.
I don't think Chris Rock wrote that joke, because I think if he had,
I don't know. We didn't make that joke.
No, but some people, I mean, people still think it's staged. People think that Chris Rock like did that on the fly. Like, there obviously people have so many opinions about the whole thing, but
people think the moon landing was staged as well.
Yeah, people think dinosaurs didn't exist.
Well, and the Earth is flat. We know that much.
Of course,
that
yes,
part
of
we
course.
know.
Yes,
Yeah.
Pancake Earth. But yeah, so the Oscars went out with an absolute bang. Not great. You know who I also feel really bad for in this situation is the Williams family, because I feel like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Tainted it.
It just stained it.
Took it away.
It stained it.
Yeah.
And like they looked visibly upset. Obviously, we'll never know how they're feeling about it, but they looked visibly upset that this was happening. And
That should have been about their night. Yeah.
honestly, Will Smith kind of dragged the dad in the speech too. He's like, got me out here looking like a crazy dad, like how people thought about King Richard. You know what I mean? About the dad, Richard Williams. And I was like, damn, so you really had to drag the dad in like in the midst of all of this too?
Not well said.
Not well said. Anyway,
Yeah.
I felt bad for them as this was all going down because like they're not a
But
part
you
of
haven't
any
seen
of that.
King Richard. That thing is amazing.
Oh my God, it was great. Also, we're dying to watch Coda, which
Yep.
also won a handful of awards.
Yep. And then Dune won everything else.
Dune won literally everything else.
Yeah. I
Dune won
don't
everything
feel like I
else.
need to see that again. It's like I saw it.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
Definitely
I don't
saw
know
that.
if I have the time in a week.
We don't.
Yeah, to get through it.
We don't.
It's a good 3 hours.
We don't. Spider-Man did not win, right?
I don't think so.
Who won that category? Because
I'm
we
not
had
sure.
seen almost all
But
those
Spider-Man
ones.
won. It's okay.
Yeah, Spider-Man won in our
It won.
hearts. Yeah, we know that.
I'm just excited that Tom and LZ are together.
It was so funny seeing Andrew Garfield there, who was there for Tick Tick Boom. But I was like, oh, Spider-Man in the audience. That's so cool that you're here. Sick, Spider-Man.
It is Spider-Man. And then Tom wasn't even there.
Tom was even there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Where was Tom?
Well, he didn't really get nominated for anything. You're not going to go if you're not
Oh, you know what? Spider-Man, they were nominated for their visual effects, I think
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, so that
Yeah.
makes more sense.
I mean, it made like $74 billion. It's fine.
Right. I'm sure he's doing okay.
I'm just so glad that everyone's rated the pod. I'm glad that Latvia, you had a good week.
I'm so glad that we're all asking about who the Discovery executives in our families are.
Yes. Everyone just text old David Z.
Old David Z.
But next week's going to be a post-Vegas.
Oh, God.
Maybe even post-Grammys. We might go.
Oh,
We
my
don't
God.
know. Type of pod.
Jesus.
You excited?
I'm...
Lauren's going to, I will have hopefully not made a fool of myself and Lauren publicly on Wednesday.
Oh, it'll be great. It'll be good. There's like a small part of me that wants to be like the embarrassing girlfriend in the back of the room too, being like, come on, baby. You know, in the background, maybe bring a sign.
Just wait for my response if you do that. Yeah.
You know what? You're right. I'm on
Turn to a
stage.
frat bar. Show us your tits.
I'm on stage too often for this.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like we both have, like we just both like kind
Right.
of
That's like
embarrass
our
each other.
thing is that we could just go back and forth.
And we just like, we embarrass each other. Like no one really like thinks it's funny. We're just like, it was a joke. We're kidding. We're together.
I think we'll just skip this. We'll just,
think?
yeah.
Okay.
We'll just, I thought it might be a good idea. Could be funny, but then I've quickly decided that we'll just move past this.
I wish that the
as a
Tillys
couple.
could come with us to the next Oscars or award show and we could just hang out and live react with it.
Well, that's why we do the pod. We could do the recap.
It's true. I think
We can
thanks
do
for
the
hanging out.
recap.
I appreciate you guys.
So
hanging out.
we'll have the Vegas recap next week,
Yep.
and it's going to be. Do we have what kind of hotel room do we have? Do we have anything fun?
Yes. I booked
We
it.
do.
Yes.
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 Okay.
Cosmo things.
So exciting.
Cosmo things.
That's so nice.
You excited?
Yes.
Good. See you next week, Tillys.
Bye.
Bye.